All right, welcome to Score Fitness. We are here with one of our young punks, Jack Carroll. Really happy to have him today. He's a top junior in the country. Today we're working on two main things. We're going to work on our first step out towards the forehand side, and we're going to also work on our semi-open forehand footwork. So you see that I got a plyo box here. I got a cone set up. This kind of is a little bit unique piece of equipment to use for this footwork, but it kind of helps exaggerate that movement. So it's something I found that really works well with my juniors. When I'm up here and I'm asking for something that's maybe a little overboard, but they don't do it well at all, if I'm exaggerating, they kind of meet me in the middle, so it makes me happy. They end up doing it right in the end. So we're going to come up top of the plyo box. We're going to start with 1 foot in the air. It doesn't matter which one it is, because in the split step, you always go from 1 to 2 feet. So we're going to help absorb that landing, get into an athletic stance. So we're going to go from 1 down to 2. Now going off to the right, we actually need to push off that left leg and open up that right hip to go out laterally. So again, Jack's going to come up here. He's going to go from 1 to 2 split and push and freeze and get that good unit turn set up. So Jack, come on up. So go from 1, split, and push. Good. Now he's going to do it again. Make sure he's got to maintain balance. You want to make sure, though, that as we go along and we develop that muscle memory in the movement, that they get a little bit more explosive and quicker. So do it again, Jack, a tad faster. Split, push. There we go. One more time. You can do this reps as many times as you want until they get it. There's some kids I've done this with about 50 times in order to perfect it. Good. Now the next stage, after we've done that first step, we're going to come into our split, pushing off that left over the hip, and then I'm going to turn and start jogging out. No shadow swing towards the end. So go from your split, push, and start jogging. Good. One more time in. Come back. Loading from 1 and 2. Make sure you get those feet a little bit wider and shoulder apart so we get a sturdy base. Split, push. Make sure those toes are facing towards the wall. Now the next one, when he comes up, we're going to work on that second part of that semi-open forehand footwork. Going from 1, split to 2, push, start jogging out here. But we're going to go into what's called the cha-cha ching step. There's a guide of Australia called, they have a thing called the Bailey method. And when he comes out, he does the cha-cha-cha step. The problem that I find with my juniors, when I would say that to them, they would go right, left, and small right again, and then there would be a little bit off balance, weights going too far to the right. So I always said to the kids, the cha-cha ching step was the rhyme of that. That third step has to be bigger. So when Jack gets over here, when he gets really close to that ball, he's going to go right, left, and then that bigger right to set up that semi-open. So let's see it, Jack. Go split, turn, right, and out, 1, 2, 3, and he's going to load and do a swing. Now when we come back up, let's take a little bit closer look at that footwork. So when I come on and go right, left, bigger right, I want to make sure that my toes are facing the wall to the side. That way that I can uncoil with that hip and that core come around. A lot of kids actually, when they sit with that semi-open, coaches don't see it, so their toes are already facing kind of forward or on that angle. That means that hips already come around, it's uncoiled. So we have to make sure that we load down. And I actually tell my kids to bend that left leg. We always say sit down with that right leg and load. Some kids get it, some kids don't, but I've told the kids that don't, really focus on buckling that left leg because that right leg will just go with it. So let's see it again, Jack, with that good swing at the end. Split, push, come out, 1, 2, 3, load, and hit. Back one more time. Make sure that when they're swinging, that their weight's not going to the right. So you saw a little bit that his weight was still going off to the side. I want them getting behind the ball, and those 3 steps, that cha-cha ching step, actually helps them stop that momentum so they can execute and throw their weight forward into the shot. So do it again, come in, split, turn, 1, 2, 3, and come back in. So with this drill, we can do it with med balls, we can do it hand feeding, racket feeding, we can do reaction drills where he lands and splits, and sometimes I'll actually have them hold it for 3 seconds and then explode up, getting used to that push off that opposite leg. So many different directions we go with, you use different pieces of equipment, but just for today, we worked on the 2 basic things, that first step up towards your forehand side, and then we worked on that cha-cha ching step out for the semi-open. And thank you, Jack, for working with me today, man. Appreciate it. And come back and join us in the future. We've got lots more stuff for you.